And while those long-term rivals inch closer to friendship, there are further signs of thawing relations between North and South Korea. The two enemies will hold their highest-level talks in years on Wednesday, and closer cooperation is likely to top that agenda. Harry Fawcett explains from Seoul.
Well, this announcement came as something of a surprise from the southern side. The Ministry of Unification here in South Korea saying that North Korea had asked for very senior, high-level talks between the two governments, and they will take place on Wednesday, starting at 10 a.m. local time, deep inside the demilitarized zone, just on the southern side of the military demarcation line between the two countries. And what's most interesting about this is just how senior the South Korean delegation at least will be. There will be representatives from the President's office, the Blue House here, the Ministry of Unification, which deals with inter-Korean affairs, the Ministry of National Defense, all headed by the head of the Secretariat of the National Security Council within President Park Geun-hye's presidential office. It's understood from the southern side, at least, that the North Koreans did ask for such representation from the presidential office to take part in these talks, and indeed that has been forthcoming. They are the most senior talks that there have been between the governments of Park Geun-hye, who's been the president of this country for nearly a year, and Kim Jong-un in North Korea. It seems to contradict somewhat what the North Koreans have been saying in recent days, that dialogue can't take place at a time of military exercises. Just on Monday, the United States and South Korea announced that their annual combined exercises would start on February the 24th. They would run through until April, and so there'd been some concern that North Korea would move away from what has been relatively conciliatory language since the start of the year. Also potentially cancelling planned family reunions. They're due to take place, reunions of families separated by the end of fighting in the Korean War in 1953. They're due to take place between February the 20th and 25th. This would seem to be a relatively positive development on both those fronts, but the South Koreans admit there is no agenda so far set. We wait to find out exactly what these two sides talk about as the talks get underway on Wednesday.